Hello everybody, welcome to the very first episode of the FedTrends Show. So this is episode number 1. The only things we're going to talk about today is what is this show going to be and why would you care? What kind of content can you expect? So this is going to be a 5 to 7 minute weekly show. That's it. Government contracting is interesting. It's not that interesting. We don't need an hour of this. In those 5 to 7 minutes, we're going to talk about a few things. Every week, we're going to go over 1 minute of government contracting news. So GovCon in a minute, interesting announcements, awards, acquisitions, maybe strategic hires. Quick comment on that with links to where you can find that content on your own. The second thing we'll talk about every week is research so that you don't have to. These might be tools, these might be consultants. These are resources that are available to the government contracting community that I have some exposure to. I've either used them, installed them, purchased them, worked with them, etc. over the years. So those might be things like recruiting systems, they might be financial systems, they could be proposal tools. One of the things that might be interesting is to see if ChatGPT is really a viable proposal tool. I'll play around with that so that you don't have to waste your time doing so. That's going to be every week. There's going to be intros to articles. Every week, pretty much, unless I'm doing something other than GovCon, I write some kind of an article on LinkedIn. Now, these are usually a little bit more in-depth, things like how should you structure the bonus program for a recruiting organization, or an analysis of bid trends out in the industry. They're a little bit more in-depth. I'll give you a quick 30-second overview of what that article talks about every week so that you can go read it if you are so inclined. Also, every week, there's going to be something that's a little bit more entertaining. So the lighter side of GovCon. Now, I'll give you some foreshadowing into what that looks like. I actually have been able to reach Greenbank Gus, who is the RFP groundhog. He does an amazing job of predicting when RFPs are going to come out and when awards are going to be made. For whatever reason, he seems to only talk to me. So if you want the scoop on what the RFP groundhog thinks is going to happen, you got to come to this show. Another feature is going to be Ask a Kid an Acronym. There's a ton of acronyms in government contracting, and we'll see what kids think that they might mean. We'll do some other things. It's fun from a GovCon inside. Okay, so maybe they're not that funny. They're kind of funny. We'll see what we can do. The other thing, eventually, we will have interviews and guests on this show. Again, we're not going to get into a long format, a minute or two, things that are interesting and relevant to the community. That's also once I figure out how to make a little box here where a person shows up and their live video comes in and I'm here too, because this is episode 1, so we'll just take some time with that. Now, that's what we're going to talk about. Here's the why you should you care. So my background, if we haven't met, so hi, I'm Adam McNair. I've been in GovCon or government for the better part of 25 years. So from as soon as I got out of college all the way to present day, I've been in and around government contracting. I've supported every cabinet agency. I've worked in the DoD organizations, delivered tons of projects. I've done some well, and I've had some challenges. So I've got a unique perspective from small business, large business, and mid-sized businesses. Companies that have tried to evolve into commercial, companies that have stayed only in government contracting. So from delivering services, being involved with the federal government with multiple agencies for a couple of decades now, that's my background. If you want to read the whole whatever I did and wherever I was, it's on my LinkedIn profile. What I would just tell you is, I think I've got a pretty good objective look at where government contracting is today and where it's been in the past, and some thoughts about where it's evolving to. And what I've always been passionate about is providing help, information, or advice that can save somebody from running into one of the roadblocks or banging their head on the same wall that I banged mine on. So whether that be, how do I find the right talent to hire for my overhead positions, for inside of my company? What's the right way to organize a project? If I'm going to write a proposal, are there thoughts and ways to do that so that I don't have to be up on nights and weekends? There's a lot of different topics because there's federal contracting is unique because the federal government is a unique organization. This isn't just like selling things to a commercial customer. The government is fascinating and special in its very own way. So, what you can expect are some thoughts from me every week, and we'll evolve over time. So, we'll try to get better every week, and we'll try to see what's interesting and what's compelling for everybody, and hone in on that content. So, stay tuned. It's going to be here, and we look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you so much. Catch you then.